Design. I'm here today to share a little mixed media play with you. Today I am working with Little Birdie Crafts Woodland Stories. This is the 12 by 12 sheet. I just love the almost the real botanical feel of these sweet papers and all the little bird images. It's a gorgeous collection. It's new to me. I've not worked with it before, so that's exciting. And I'm also using their decoupage papers. This has two different designs, 4 sheets, 2 of each design. So there's this one for the kitchen. This one says cafe. And I'm going to work with the little birdies because I feel like they go really well with the woodland papers. Here's what it looks like in the packaging. Then I also have a whole bunch of different chipboard, of their primed chipboard, which I love. And these Woodland Stories Helene flowers. And then these are some that I had in my stash. These are Serenade Ivory. These are older. But to start with, I cut an 8 by 8 square of the orange wood textured paper from the collection. Then I heavily distressed around the edges and then just dry brushed on some chalk paint. And then I cut I want to say this is 7 1/4 by 7 1/4. Actually, it's 7 by 7, and I, again, heavily distressed the edges and painted. So this is going to be the background. Then taking this decoupage paper, I just tore roughly around the edges and then inked it to cover up the raw edges. So I've got some gel medium here, and we're just going to spread this on the back. Now, gel medium is just another kind of adhesive. It works great on thin decoupage papers like this, and this is going to seal this down. I'm going to place it where I want it. I'm going to come in with a clean paper towel and just press that down to get all the air bubbles out so that it sits nice and flat. And then I'm going to go over the top with the gel medium as well. And this is just going to seal all those edges down. Now, I will tell you, I am not a mixed media expert, but I do like to play with it. There's something really fun about adding all these layers and textures. And I can see I've got some bubbles in there. So I'm just going to work those out toward the edge because I want this to lie almost like it's part of the pattern design. So I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. And now I'm just going to take these 2 panels over and stitch them together on my sewing machine. I forgot to show you, I have these little embellishment pack. It's got these cute little cut out parts so you don't have to do it by hand. And what I've done is I've inked these with distress ink so that they'll blend in. I'm just going to take these little flags and I want them to be behind. So I'm just tucking these in, and I know I'm hiding the glitter, but I don't want the glitter. I just want the little flags like that. And then once these are in place, I will go stitch on my machine. So I just wanted to show you that part. Okay, so now I've stitched around, once around the blue and then twice around the orange. And now we can begin to build some layers and add some elements. And I want to start with this beautiful piece of primed chipboard. This is called Tropical Foliage. This is one of my favorites. I use it quite often. And I'm not going to paint this or do anything. The finish to me is absolutely perfect. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on the back of this. and lay it down. Okay. And I want this to go right along here. I don't want to cover up my little bird. All right. That's good. Then along the top, this is another one of my favorites. This is the, hold on, scroll border. You get 2 pieces in here, and I love the way this works as a topper on a project. So I'm just going to place some adhesive here, and what I did with this was I painted it with chalk paint, and then I spritzed it with a glimmer mist, a turquoise patina, to kind of pick up on the patina that's kind of goes beautifully with these papers. I want to tuck some of these little bits in back behind. Like this, coming out from the side. We're just building layers, and this is one of those things that you just have to play with to get it the way you want it to be. And then I want another one. I think I can actually get this one in, if I hurry, underneath my chipboard, which is where I want it to be. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay. And I know it's sticking up there, but you won't, when we're all done, you won't see that. And then, whoops, this piece came off. Needs time to dry. I'm just going to take some foam tape on the back of this cute little bird. And glue that down. Right down here in this corner. So now what we've done is we've created a triangle, and that's always a really good thing. That's a good design choice to make triangles work in design. Okay, and now I've got these pretty, these are called chipboard flowers. And I'm going to scatter these around sort of randomly. And I did the same thing with these. I painted them with an off-white chalk paint, and then I spritzed them with a glimmer mist. And then these fleur-de-lis, well, hold on, let me place this one up there. Then I want a third one right down here by our little bird. Just like that. Okay. And then the last chipboard I used was these fleur-de-lis. And you can see this is how they come out of the package. And this is how they look after I painted them and spritzed them. They're beautiful either way. And there's the tag for the shop, so you can see that. Oops. Right side up is always good. Chipboard fleur-de-lis. And you get 6 of them in a package. So on these, I'm going to remove the little tab that's on the back. And I want to glue these down in the center of each of my medallions, like that. Now once those have dried, I'm going to come back and hit them with a little bit of this metallic wax. I have it in patina and I have it in antique gold, but I want to let those set up before I mess with them because I don't want to move them around. So there's the basics, right? Pretty easy. And what did that take? Like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. So you can see, even if you don't have a lot of time, you can still make something really beautiful. Now, we're going to bring in our flowers, and I'm just going to play with arranging these. So you can just sit back and enjoy. here's our basics. I really loving the way this looks. Now we're just going to take this to the next level with a few simple steps. I'm going to take my metallic wax, this antique gold, and I'm just going to very lightly brush this onto my chipboard piece up here, and even just a hint of it here and there, at least like a little sheen, and it kind of gives everything that vintage finish, but the other colors still peek through. And I'm going to do this also on this resin crown. I've had this in my stash forever. I don't even know if you can still get these. These are not Little Birdie. This was another company that has stopped making them. And I'm going to just brush this lightly on this key. This key was brass, so I painted it with chalk paint, just to make it blend in with the shabby chic feel of this. And I'm going to come in with this patina glaze, which is a new product that I'm loving. It really is beautiful. So we're just going to see, I'm just barely touching this, and you can put it on and then you can come back and rub it off. The coverage is amazing. So I'm just going to hit this with a tiny bit of paint. There we go. All right. And this key, I think, is going to go right here on top of our flowers. But then I found this, look at this sweet bird. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to hit him with some of this patina glaze. This is also a resin bird that I've had in my stash forever, but it goes so nicely with this composition. I want to include it, so I'm going to lift this right here, and I'm going to tuck him in so that he kind of peeks out into. That looks really good. And then my crown is going to go right here in the center of my chipboard. Then I also have this little teeny tiny hanger that I'm going to clip on either side. And we can hit that with some of this patina glaze just to blend it in a little bit better. You just use your finger. If you don't want to use your finger, you can use a soft cloth, but I don't mind. It washes off your hands really easily. It doesn't stain. I don't know what it does if it gets on your clothing. You might want to be careful about that, but just a little bit of it on here to help it tie in. A little bit on the crown. There we go. A little bit goes a long way. And then this is just a little metal piece. I don't even know where this came from. I found it in my stash. I painted it with white, and this is going to go right about here. And then Little Birdie makes these adorable handmade embellishments. I don't know how they get this. The detail in these is amazing. So this is, what are they called? Shades of Brown flower pots. And you get 4 of them in a container, in a package. And I'm just going to glue these down right here. So see, now it's starting to look like a garden, right? And then I have another one right here that I'm going to tuck in right underneath this large flower, just so it kind of sticks out a little bit. There, I like that. Pretty. Okay, so now I think all we have left is our key. Which I really like resting on top of this big flower cluster. I'm looking to see if there's a better place to put it before I glue it down. Sometimes you just have to move things around a little bit before you commit. But no, I like it right here. So this dries clear glue will eventually set up. It doesn't happen right away, but once it sets, it's permanent. And it's a little less risky to work with than super glue. I don't have a good history with super glue. So there you go, guys, a little mixed media hanging for your summer house, for your porch. It's shabby chic. Oh, the last thing I wanted to do, I almost forgot. Yep. So look in your spice cabinet. These are green peppercorns and these are yellow mustard seeds. So I'm going to take some of my gel medium and I'm going to just tap it down. And in random places. Let's get some in here, some in here, some along here, and some down in this corner, and some down in this corner. Okay. So I like to work over a funnel tray because this is kind of messy, but worth it. So I want my larger elements down in these corners. And then I'm going to come in with my mustard seeds to fill in. And then try to tap it off into my tray. That's pretty good. I didn't make as much of a mess as I thought I would. Yay me. Okay, I want a little more of my gel medium in here. And my mustard seeds in that. And once this dries, you kind of have to let this dry, and then you can come back and tap off all the things that are where they shouldn't be. But this adds a really wonderful texture and sort of an organic feel. And you can even come in, like I'll probably come in with my dry clear and hit some of these little spots along in here. But right now we're just going to let this dry and set up. And I hope I shared some ideas and tips. Like I said at the beginning, I am by no means a mixed media master, but I do like to play with it. So I've got a little leftover chalk paint that I've diluted, and I've got a ratty old paintbrush, and I'm just going to add some random spatters. Get this off my little bird here. If they're too big, because we put gel medium down, you can come in and get up the ones that are bigger than what you want, or if you have more in an area that what you want, you can just come in and wipe those up. Get that off this little bird's head so you can see him. But this is just another layer of texture and pattern, and kind of creates that shabby chic finish that I love so much. But you can see I'm just tapping my brush. I've thinned the paint out pretty significantly. some right there. All right, there it is, guys. It needs to dry, but I'll have still photos at the end of this video so that you can study all the details. All right, guys, Kathy Clement, Kathy by Design for Little Birdie Crafts. Thanks for joining me. Go make the world more beautiful. Bye.